Hello, ladies. I'm gonna try this. Turn this off. Yeah, that's better. It is True Serum Tuesday, and I am wearing my Girls Inc. shirt again because today was the last Girls Inc. Volunteer opportunity as the facilitator. Today was our last session, and it was awesome. We went to the Shasta Rock Climbing Club, and I don't know if any of you have been there, but if you haven't been there and you like to do that kind of activity, it's very cool and very fun. And Benjamin was so nice. He was wonderful with all the girls. They were climbing all over the place. So if you want to look for pictures, then what you can do is you can go to the Girls Incorporated Facebook page. Hey, Veronica. So it's showing me all these things that are going down on here. I have to figure out how do you, okay, there, I got rid of that. There's all these things that are coming up telling me that I could tap on everything and invite someone to join me. And oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Okay, anyway, we went to the Shasta Rock Climbing Club. It's on Athens. It was awesome. And so if you're looking for some summer activities, I know they're going to have camps there for kids. And if you work with kids, you know, they're going to have some camps out at Simpson. So I don't know, that's just an option. And he was really cool. Hi, Margaret. How are you? Hi, Veronica. How are you? I'm not sure how many people are going to join us. It's cool, but it's pretty nice outside. And so I'm still contemplating whether to start the True Serum Tuesday at 7:30 in the summer or at 8. Please let me know what your opinion is. If you haven't given it already, I would love to know. Margaret says she's awesome. Hopefully feeling well after your surgery. I'm thinking about starting that May or June. I haven't decided that, but if you haven't voted, Margaret says 8. And I think 8 too, because there's some times I'm just going to want to be out at the lake. So if I can be out at the lake, or if I can be riding my bike outside, that's going to be what's good. And then I can come home and honestly share some of my experiences with you. Yes, easiest surgery yet, and it worked out really well. Awesome. So glad. Hey, Veronica, how are you? How are things going with you? Let me know. Hi, Veronica. Nice to see you. Nice to have you. It's so weird sometimes because, you know, she's on here and sometimes she's just in the other room. So, because I'm here in my office just all by myself talking to you guys. So, tonight, anyway, so the Girls Inc., if you're interested in volunteering with Girls Inc. as a facilitator, get a hold of me, private message me, and I can let you know how to do that. I volunteer just 1 hour a week. And so it's really manageable. They have all the materials for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, or you know someone that's interested, please message me through Facebook and let me know, because I'd love to get you the information for that. The other thing is that I added this cool new page to my website, the www.rachelfreemansowers.com, and it's called Give Back. And it talks about Girls Inc. on there and how I volunteer my time and how I donate funds to them so that we can continue to have this way of empowering young women and young girls in our community. And so they're doing some really great things. If you want to find out about that, you can go to my website at www.rachelfreemansowers.com. Click on the Give Back, and you'll just be able to read. You'll be able to read a little bit of my story about why I actually chose Girls Inc., because it took me a long time to choose a place where I wanted to volunteer, because like I was telling the executive director today, when I commit to something, I really commit to it. And so I really take a long process on whether or not it's going to allow me to live the kind of life I want to live, and it can be worked in, because I wanted to give back to the community too in some way. So Veronica says she's good. Awesome. That's good. The other thing too, I want to remember, if you haven't bought tickets to the Embrace documentary, if you live in the Reading area, the surrounding areas, make sure, hey Susan, long time no see. Make sure you buy your ticket at the door. They're $13. I think maybe if you buy them ahead of time, they're $10. So that's happening this Friday the 21st. And I believe it starts at 6 p.m. Don't quote me on that. I have a lot of things in my head right now. But it's this Friday. It's not very expensive. Invite your friends to come with you. It'll be a really great documentary to watch, and I actually am going to have a little table out in front. They've asked me to have one, so I feel very blessed and privileged to have that there. So if you want to pick up a card, I have these postcards, and you can pick up a card to live with fierce confidence, to live with laser clarity, or to live with passionate purpose. So make sure to stop by the table, pick one of those up, choose which one you want to be living with today. And that's going to kind of go into our topic today, which is freedom. So now I know that last week I said we're going to talk about boundaries versus barriers, but I couldn't give it the attention I wanted to give it because I think I'm going to make it a month-long theme. And every single True Serum Tuesday, we're going to talk about how you can be creating this freedom in your life, but with boundaries instead of putting up barriers. So today, I wanted to start with freedom. So how many of you have some freedom in your life right now? So it doesn't matter what it is. I have freedom to choose where I drive my car. I have freedom to choose where I work. I mean, just let me know what kind of freedom you guys are experiencing in your lives in the comments below. I really want to know that. There's a couple of different places I have created freedom in my life. One of the biggest places for me has been in my own business. I decided to take the leap. I've told some of you the same story where I finally decided I'm going to jump off the cliff and I'm either going to fall to the bottom and learn another lesson, or I'm going to grow some wings and I'm going to fly. And really, this opportunity, although I do work quite a few hours, although I do have a lot of things that are on my plate, every single one of those things directly benefits, invigorates, causes me to feel alive in my life. And it no longer feels like I'm working for someone else. I work for myself and I work for my clients most of all. Susan says, so start telling me where your freedom comes from. Susan put one in just now. She's like, yes, I have freedom to schedule clients as my body needs. Yes. And although it may be less clients than you were scheduling before, it frees up so much. Huh, Susan? I mean, like, it's just a remarkable feeling. Another area I've created freedom is actually with financial stuff. So I finally, I started this process a few years back, so it's taken me a few years. But I've created this freedom of flow of money in my life. And the way that I've done that is that I've gotten really organized. I've gotten organized with my business finances. I've gotten organized with my personal finances. And this has really created more room for abundance in my life. And so that is something that I've created. Keep putting them in and let me know what you guys have created. So tonight we want to talk about the freedom to choose. Susan says, I want that. Yes, you can have it. Right? I mean, that was like so long ago. What do you want? You can have it. Totally true. You can have it. You can create it. You can manifest it. Freedom to live, freedom to forgive, freedom to say no, and freedom of yourself. Okay, so those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 freedoms we're going to talk about tonight. The first one is going to be the freedom to choose. And what we're going to do in the, like towards the end, is that we're going to do a little bit of an exercise like we've been doing. Let me know with a thumbs up or hearts if you guys like the exercises we've been doing. Because, I don't know, I think you guys like them, but I don't know unless you guys tell me. Even if you're not watching this live, please make sure to let me know if you're liking these exercises that we're doing, if it's something that is helping you. Because last week we did an exercise, right? And how many of you were able to bring that forward through this whole next week? And then the week before that, we did an exercise on just recognizing what's going on in your body. And let me know how many of you were able to continue to do that. Margaret says she loves it. Good. I'm so glad. So the first one is the freedom to choose. We have the freedom to choose that we often forget we have. Does that make sense at all? So we forget that we have the freedom to choose things. Okay, So we have freedom to do that. I want to know, what area of life do you feel you don't have the freedom to choose in? So you can either put it in the comments, or you can just write it down, or you can just remember it. Probably write it down is better. We're going to go through a couple other questions, and then we're going to do the exercise. So what area of your life do you feel that you don't have the freedom to choose? Because sometimes we feel like we can't choose something because we put ourselves into this have to box. I should box. I have to. You know, I've been talking with a lot of women. Margaret says finances. Yes, finances is tough. How many other people, even if you're not watching live, my battery is dying. So hold on, I have to take care of some kind of technical thing. What am I going to do here? Where am I going to find it? Please hold. This is truly live. This is how it is. Okay, hold on. I'm still working some stuff out here. I'm going to put this thing up here. And please hold. Okay, it's plugged in. It's plugged in. All right, hopefully my battery won't die yet. So if it's connected to finances, but upgrading the interior of a house. Yes. Okay. So you have, oh, I got a cord. See, look at this. Hey, Brenda. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got it. Thanks. That's awesome. You say it on the video what you need, and guess what? It appears. Okay, carrying on. Getting distracted. Brenda, say hi. I want to say hi to you. Hi, hi, hi. Okay, tonight, freedom. Freedom to choose. One thing you don't feel you have freedom to choose in. One freedom that you don't feel you have an ability to live. So, means like, I don't have the freedom to travel the way I want to travel. It's magic, Veronica. Yes, that's so true. What freedom do you feel like you don't have that's stopping you from living? Right? Second one, or third one. What freedom we want to give ourselves the freedom to forgive? So what holds your freedom back from forgiving yourself? Not someone else. Someone else is not always the issue. People are more likely to forgive someone else before they forgive themselves. So what block do you have about being free to forgive yourself for whatever? What block do you have that stops you from having the freedom to say no? Now, some people don't have a problem with saying no. I don't always, I would say like 98% of the time, I don't have a problem with saying no. When I hit the 98 percentage point, I'm really kind of weighing what I want to be doing, right? What is this allowing me to live for? So all those times that Girls Inc. asked me to facilitate or be on the board or whatever, I said no, no, no. And then I stopped saying no because I was really, truly considering how that would allow me to have freedom. Freedom of choice, freedom to live my life, right? How I want to live it. Margaret says, it's not exactly like that, but getting sucked ruined us financially. I don't know what that means, Margaret. I don't know what sucked, but getting sucked is not exactly like that. Oh, sick. Finally caught up to you. Susan says, I forgive myself for accepting the inferiors being old and in disrepair. Though, the interiors. I can't read tonight. The interiors of your house. Okay. So, what's stopping you from the freedom of forgiving yourself? What's stopping you from the freedom of saying no? And what's stopping you from the freedom to yourself? So all these top 4 things, the freedom of choice, the live, forgive, and say no, maybe boil down to the freedom of yourself and how we often trap ourselves in a way of thinking in our mind And then it causes us to feel confined. It causes us to feel like we only have a couple of choices. Well, you have several choices. You get to choose which one you want. So when you begin to free yourself from all those expectations, when you begin to free yourself to live the way you want to be living, when you begin to free yourself to forgive you first, when you free yourself and the ability to say no, to really find what allows you to live, then you honestly free yourself. And in the freeing of yourself, you free others at the same time. How many of you have ever experienced that? I mean, we talk about finances and all of the things we have to do and all of the bills we have to pay and all this and all that and da-da-da and la-la-la. Well, you know what? You don't have to pay them. But because you want to be a certain kind of woman, you do. Right? Or because you choose to have the things you have, you then pay them because that's the agreement you've made. I just keep deciding to live because it isn't an option. Yeah, so you keep going. One step after the next, after the next, after the next, right? Susan says, free to live, free to forgive, free to say no. Yes. So this creation of freedom comes with our own limitations. So before we do the exercise, I have 3 questions for you. What are you yearning for freedom in your life? So we've talked about finances some. So some of you may have finances, but what is the thing, the number one thing? So only pick one in order to do the exercise. Only pick one. What area of your life are you yearning? You are just like, I just want freedom from this. That's the thing you're going to remember. The second question, what are you willing to release? Now, if you don't know what needs to be released, that's okay, but tell yourself that. So, what are you willing to release, or do you know what you need to release? If you don't know, that's totally cool. You'll find out in the exercise. And what limitations are you willing to deny? Sorry. What limitations are you willing to deny? Now that's a serious question because we entertain limitations that we put on ourselves. And we say it's a limitation because I can't, but I'm choosing to have this. So Margaret says, LOL, well, I could release the debt. You could. You could release it. You could release the thought of having to have whatever you need to have. Having to think a want is actually a need. Because sometimes the want isn't a need. It's just a want. Right? So what limitation are you willing to deny? So you're not going to believe the limitation. Okay. So is all that making sense? Push the thumbs up or the hearts if you guys are getting this. If you're going on this recorded, make sure to tell us all of the answers to your question, all the answers to these questions. Contribute, because what's so awesome is that this conversation continues and continues and continues. And what that allows other women to do who get on this recording is it allows them to know that they're not alone, right? That's what this community is about. And so when we start this exercise, we're going to do this guided imagery because you all know I love guided imagery. And what I'd like you to do is start just kind of get yourself comfy in your chair. And if you want to close your eyes, you can. If you just want to look down, you can. If you don't want to close your eyes, y'all, you don't have to, but the stimulation comes through there. So, okay. Susan says there's not enough money to make yes, because that's scarcity, Susan. Susan, that's scarcity. Scarcity doesn't equal abundance, right? Abundance equals abundance. Okay, she denies that. Yes, deny it. That's a belief that isn't helpful. It doesn't create or manifest anything positive, right? So take a moment, just take a moment. Get yourself comfortable, lying down, sitting, whatever. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. I had someone tell me that they listen to this driving. So if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Oh, and I want to say hi to Stephanie too. She got on here. So take a few deep breaths, just inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And just doing it, really extending the diaphragm, maybe putting your hand on your belly, your diaphragm down here, and just inhaling, feeling the hand expanding, and exhaling. And then this next time, the inhale, I want your exhale to be twice as long as the inhale. So nice, slow exhale, inhaling through the nose, breathing in, and exhaling twice as long as the inhale, nice and slow. Feeling the shoulders just drop down. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to picture in your mind's eye the thing that you are yearning for freedom in your life. So what freedom are you yearning for in your life? And I want you to picture that. Notice if you're outside or if you're in a room, what's around you? How does it feel to be in this space? How does it feel to be yearning for freedom in this area? And just acknowledge what pictures come to you. Knowing that whatever comes is supposed to come. That's your divine knowing that's creating an awareness within you. Just take a moment to look around. Notice any smells that are in this place. Notice any feelings that might be in this place, warm or cold. Just taking an inventory about how your body feels in this space. And then I want you to look around wherever you're at. And I want you to notice some of the resources that are here for you. And maybe if you're not sure what you need to release, maybe there's a resource in this place, whether it's an object, whether it's a book. But these things that you find in this space, they show you maybe what you need to release. If you know what you're willing to release, these resources show you how to do that. So you begin looking around. And just allowing these things, these resources to start appearing to you. And the picture of what you need to release or how to release the thing that's stopping you from freedom in this area is revealed to you. It's all laid out for you. It provides you with a clear path. Maybe there's someone in this space that's telling you what you need and how to do it. Just be comfortable with this person here. And in this resource, it is also telling you the old beliefs, the old limitations that are no longer helpful. that are no longer useful to you, and having freedom in this area of your life. And as you begin to really notice these resources, really you begin to feel a sense of confidence, a sense of surety or assurity, a sense of knowing that you will be successful. Where do you feel this success? Where do you feel this confidence? Just notice where you feel that in your body. And continuing to notice that even if you have some doubt, the doubt is not needed at this moment. And just sit with that feeling. Feel it throughout your whole body, that feeling of confidence, of assuredness, of willingness to free yourself. Picturing the chains of finances, self-doubt, lacking of forgiveness of self coming off. And now I want you to take in a deep breath, knowing that you can come to this space, doing this exercise again and again. Anytime you may have doubt or fear, you can come to this exercise and feel your confidence, your strength, and your abilities. Taking a deep breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And as you inhale this next time, inhaling all of the confidence, all of the knowing, the divine knowing within you, inhaling all of those things, exhaling all self-doubt, any anxiety. And then in the last breath, taking one deep inhaling breath, breathing in that confidence, that strength, the knowing, and exhaling. And so now I want to invite you to open your eyes back up or come back into this room, becoming present in this space again with me and with the other women on this call or this video. And I'd love to hear from you how that was for you and how you may have seen or how you may have given, what resources were you given to release this limitation? What resources were you given to create freedom in this area of your life? What was told to you? I love to hear that. I want to invite you guys to put it in the comments below. Because when you take these moments of this self-direction, going back within, you then know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And even if you enter in that space not knowing, if you stay there long enough, you will know. Because it is all the answers are already within you. That's how this works. So let me know what you guys came up with. And I think there's quite a bit of a delay. So while you guys are doing that, I'm wondering too, how many of you watching this video, not in the live, were able to do this exercise and what you experienced during the exercise. Please let us know, because this is a place where we build a community of strength for each other, for other women. So Margaret said, I heard, don't be afraid, it will happen. Oh, wow. That is powerful. Wow, Margaret. Did you like breathe that in? You're like, Don't be afraid, it'll happen. Breathing that in, really feeling it. Margaret, I wonder where you felt that in your body. That would be interesting. Stephanie says a flower to smell, a rock to hold, a rocking chair to rock in and relax. The flower, a flower to smell, a rock to hold. What does that mean, Stephanie? I mean, smelling the roses, relaxing, a rock to hold. Something sturdy. I don't know. Tell me a little bit more about that. Margaret says it was all over. That is powerful. Super, super powerful. When you can get your body programmed to know that you don't need to be afraid and that it will happen, you almost feel a sense of relaxation sometimes. Is that what you felt, Margaret? Like there's been times when I'm just letting it go. I'm releasing. And sometimes I hesitate to use just let it go, because really if it was that easy, we would all be living this exact life that we want to be living, and maybe we wouldn't have any worries, or maybe we wouldn't have any problems if we just let stuff go. But that's not really, for me, it's more releasing. Releasing is an intentional thing, right? I'm going to release this back out to where it's not, I don't need to use it anymore. I don't need to let it affect me. So Margaret says she got chills too. Yep, there's nothing when you get the chills, when you get the goosebumps or whatever people call them, that really is saying that your body is somatically creating a memory, right? You're really having that. So I would love to hear from other people how you guys really have experienced this exercise, and what it really brings about for you that you want to hold on to throughout the next week. There's going to be some times that it's going to be really difficult. And hang on to the divine knowing within you. What the divine knowing told you is all you need to know. So allowing yourself to sit in that moment over and over and over again, you will be able to then start accessing this stuff just immediately, right away, because you'll know how to get it. So Stephanie says here to focus on being mindful of my basic senses and step out of anxiety. Wow. To focus on being mindful of my basic senses and to step out of anxiety. That's pretty solid. I mean, I feel like that's just, okay, then let's just do that. And Susan says it feels more secure. Yep. It feels more secure in releasing those limiting beliefs, right? So I just want to tell each one of you, thank you for coming. I'm so glad that you did this exercise with me. I'm so glad that you were able to do this for yourself. Because these little exercises that we're doing are no more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I don't even time them. I don't know. I just go by whatever comes to me. And, they don't take long. And if you're willing to do this for yourself, you will then free yourself. It's not everyone else around you that's doing things to you. It's you that's doing it to you. So when you step into your freedom, when you step into your knowing, you create space in your life to let other things in, to let the answers in, to let them come up for you. And so what I want to encourage you again to do is do this over and over and over again over this next week. And just see how much more in tune you can become with yourself. And see how much easier life gets. Because it will get somewhat easier. I can promise you that. And if it doesn't, then you should private message me and we can talk a little bit about what may be coming up that's stopping it from living more with ease. Right? So I want to remind each and every one of you, please make sure to share this group with your friends. If you've enjoyed the exercises, let them know that it's something that you enjoy. Invite them to come. We are so close to 200 women in this group. I want to get more and more women in the group so we can support each other. The other thing too is that if you haven't signed up for the mailing list or my newsletter, I guess you would call it a blog, you'll get some of these videos And then you can also go on YouTube and look me up there and see these videos, Rachel Freeman Sowers. But you will sign up for that mailing list because there are some good, exciting things coming up, that there's going to be opportunities for both physical groups and an online, well, a physical workshop and an online workshop. So I'm really excited about the upcoming stuff. There's going to be tons of that, and we don't want people to miss out. So if you have any friends that might be interested, make sure to share this with them and have them go to sign up for the blog posts at www.rachelfreemansowers.com and look on there. And I'm so excited to be offering this new cool stuff. And I will be speaking and we'll be talking honestly about boundaries next week on True Serum Tuesday. And we'll be talking about boundaries versus barriers. And so that's a really exciting thing that I love talking about. So I hope you all can join me for next True Serum Tuesday so you can improve your life with one more little tip about boundaries versus barriers. And I look forward to seeing you all. I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.